So we're 271 days into President Trump's presidency. And in my opinion, with my guides and my numbers, I feel that we're on the cusp of a black swan. And I would say that would be tomorrow. Who's in the chat? Let's have a look. Let's go into this. Let's see. Are they going to suppress this, or are they going to let this one out? Who's in? Hey, Wendy. Trisha. Corrine? Is it Corrine? Jeanette. How you doing, folks? Good to see you all. 271. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. There we go. People are in now. So, as I was saying just at the beginning, so we're 271 days in to President Trump's presidency. 271 in numbers comes to 1776. So yes, let's go. And the black swan that I've been talking about these last few days, I said that I feel that it's going to happen this weekend. We've had a few comments, people saying, well, it's Saturday now, Saturday night, nothing's happened yet. Well, a weekend has 2 days. So Sunday, tomorrow. It's actually Sunday here in the UK now. But it's not Sunday yet in the US, in America. It's been an interesting day today. I say it's interesting. It's been a different day. A lot of kind of chorey things, maintenance things, just getting things done. So the day kind of whizzed past, and anyway, I wanted to make sure I got in to do the show with you tonight. So here I am, and thanks for joining us. So, and the numbers and signs are they're everywhere. So I got a bite to eat, a late night bite to eat just now, and the ticket number, I'm going to show it to you. I always like to get the ticket number and see what comes up. So there you go. This might be in reverse because sometimes it seems to reverse on the chat. Is that in reverse? Yeah, it is. I don't know why. How do I flip the screen? How do I do that? It's been like that for a while. Anyway, you can see it's 185. It's 581, but it's 185. 185 is Donald John Trump. 185 is Silver the Reset. 185 is Matrix Reversal. 185 is World Trade Center. And I put a tweet out today about Star Wars. Star Wars, you know the phrase in Star Wars? A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Well, it just so happens that a long time ago comes to 119, which comes to Star Wars, which comes to redemption, which is 11/9, 9/11. It's also the bad word, the A word, the A word, I think of Google Chrome. It's also Mary Magdalene. It's also Central Park. We know about the rescues there in the height of COVID, right at the beginning. So, but it's interesting that Donald John Trump. I was one of the last in tonight to get my bite to eat, and I get the ticket from them. And sometimes they try not. Well, they're not. Sometimes they're busy, so sometimes they don't give us the ticket. But I was like, "What's the ticket number?" I said, "Oh, we've already made it for you," because I'd called in on the phone, and I was like, "What's the ticket number?" It was 185. It's Donald John Trump. So we've got 355 in the chat, which is remember the 5th of November. I saw a 132, which is the life of Chuck, on the way there. 276 is Friday, Sunday, October 19th, 276. So I saw a couple on the signs as I was going along as well. 192, October 19th, is Ivanka Marie Trump. It all started with Ivanka. 192 is Governor's Island. They did that wonderful prophecy, future thing. It was Steve Bannon. People talking about Steve in different ways, but he was on that jetty on Governor's Island on Obama's birthday in 2020, talking about the new Chinese Republic and the millennium, which was, it's a moving piece of video on a bouncy jetty. Anyway, we've got 414 in the chat, which is morning of the first resurrection. We've got 99 thumbs up, which is Ascension, Spider-Man, Patriot, Judgment, Jupiter. So let's see what transpires, folks, what comes our way. It's been very, I would say, well, not stormy, but it's been very gusty, very, very windy today. So the ripples on the water, on the sea, were many waves back. It was about 8 or 9, 10 sets of waves, maybe even as much as 12. And even tonight, I didn't get to go for a swim today because it was busy, but it was also choppy. And then tonight, coming in, I was like, I check the waves, and you can still see them. You can see the crest of the waves crashing through. We've got 107 in the chat. Quantum, XRP plus XLM. Is it? So it's windy in New Zealand as well. Windy in New Zealand. New Zealand, if I remember rightly, is 105. Someone might need to check that. I haven't done it for years, but 105 is Inception, Charlie Kirk. The Life of Chuck, yeah. Talked about 39, the number 39. Sinkholes. Sinkhole is 93. 39 sinkhole. 39.93 is 132, The Life of Chuck. Interestingly, there's a football manager that got the sack today here in England, and his Ange Postecoglou, but his team, Spurs, last year won all to do with the 17s. I did a video on it at the time a few months ago, but he was only in the job in Notts Forest, this time around, just for 39 days. And on the football, when they were playing it tonight, they were showing, they talked about the blink of an eye. They said it twice. There's usually one commentator that says a blink of an eye, but then there was another one that said it on a different commentary of a different game prior to that first one that usually says it. Well, he was the second one. So there's one I don't usually hear say it, and then another guy said it a little bit later on a different commentary section. And I was tuning into the F1 in Austin, Texas. They said it's been really hot there. Hey, Bob. How you doing? Good to see you. Hey, Heather. Corrine. So, yeah, didn't even get really a chance to see a film. Although they earlier in the afternoon, in the evening, they were showing Close Encounters of the Third Kind, and that was really interesting. It's a great movie. I've been there to Devil's Tower, and I can always empathize and sympathize with the character played by Richard Dreyfuss, and particularly those of us that are awake, starseeds, gifted, intuitives, whatever you want to say. You, the audience, will experience some of this as well with your gifts, and how people around us kind of think we're going crazy. But this is the time for the misfits. This is the time for the naysayers, and we're the ones that change the world. Oh, bless you. Thank you. I appreciate that, Kathy. We're the ones that change the world. And it's interesting they put that on tonight, that they put Close Encounters of the Third Kind on there this evening. Close Encounters of the Third Kind is 339. That comes to 119. Operation Warp Speed. Operation Warp Speed is 220 in numbers. But then if you add 119, Redemption, Nikola Tesla, the reversal of 9/11. I don't know if the reversal of 9/11 happens with this black swan, but it will happen at some point. This might be the trigger for it, but hey, imagine if the reversal happens tomorrow. But the black swan, I believe, is happening tomorrow. And I believe there's a quantum physics element, and I believe there's a miracle element, a component to it. But at some point, I do believe that the towers will return, and there will be there'll be 2 plus the 1 that's there now, so it'll be 3. 111, which is computer 111, perfection 111, New York 111. And it's interesting that as I went into the early morning of October 19th here in the UK, I picked up the pickup number was 185, which is Donald John Trump, which is Book of Revelation 185, and it's also World Trade Center 185. Talking of the World Trade Centers, I said this recently. So if you that happened in 2001, Space Odyssey 2001, but 2001 that took place on the 254th day of the year, and 254 is Tower 1 115, Tower 2 139. Yeah, and together it's 254. And then also you'll know this, Bob, so we've been on the boat together with that, but what's the Maranzano Narrows Bridge? Is it Maranzano? No, Narrazano. What's the bridge over Staten Island, I think, over towards, is it Queens? What's that bridge? Is it then, I can't remember, it's the Narrows Bridge, but the full name of that, Verrazano, that's it, Verrazano Narrows Bridge, that comes to 254 as well. It's very interesting that geographical location where you've got Battery Park, the tip of Manhattan. It's amazing in Back to the Future when he says this is sucker's electrical. And he says time circuits on, and then you get all the numbers pop up. That reminds me actually of a bit in Ready Player One, where they do the currency exchange when he's like a token exchange, I guess, a crypto exchange when he's driving in the DeLorean. But yeah, going back to Manhattan, and I've been on that stretch of water with Bob, and my first numbers came to me there many years before that. But you've got the Battery Park at the tip of Manhattan. Manhattan's 92, numbers reverse 92, Hamilton 92, and then you've got the stretch of water going to Liberty Island with the Statue of Liberty. Statue of Liberty is 198, which is calm before the storm. 198 is President Trump. 198. In a scientific, like a circuit board, a battery to get electricity and power. Electrical is 88, Trump. But if you have positive and a negative charge, so positive is 115 out of the deal, negative is 83, election's 83, and eventually they'll be done away with. But you add them together, and it's interesting because the election was on 11/5, November 5th, but you add them together, comes to 198, which is President Trump. And but then even Bob, you can do this. What's the numbers on Staten Island? I think Staten Island is 138, Donald Trump. Might be 148, Donald J. Trump, but I think it's 138. Island is 56. It's not 56, 59. Island is 56. No, I'd say again. There must be something coded there. Island is 59. Not the country, but island, ISLAN, is land. Is 59. So what's Staten Island, Bob? Yeah, 138. There you go. Yeah. So you've got. Look at this, folks. This is what happens. So you've got the Trumps all over that area. And what's Hudson Bay? Hudson Bay's got. I think the Hudson is 53. What's Hudson? No, Hudson will be more than that. Hudson Bay. There's something to do. What's the Hudson Bay? No, Hudson River. I think is Hudson River 153. Check that for us if you would. Well, River would be 72. Hudson, HUD, HU, 29, 33, 43. What's Hudson River in numbers? Is it 153? I haven't done this one for ages, but is Hudson River 153? Yeah, it is. Thanks, Bob. So Hudson River is 153, which is a black swan event. I'm not saying that will be the location of it, but I think there could be multiple locations. The one I've got in mind is another location, but a Black Swan event is 153. You've got the Statue of Liberty, 198, President Trump, Calm Before the Storm, 198. You've got Manhattan. So Manhattan is an island, yeah? Manhattan is known as the island. It's an island. So Manhattan is 92 in numbers. The island, or Magic Island, is 92, which is Manhattan, which is numbers, which is reverse, which is Hamilton. The Hamilton watch in Interstellar. And it's also the Joker. Joker is 59. So Island is 59. The Joker's 59. Isn't it interesting? In the end of Christopher Nolan's film, they have the part in Chicago on the boats, but it's almost like they're on an island because they close off the bridges. So they've kind of isolated themselves. So the metaphor of the Joker with the island, it also probably makes you think of Jeffrey's Island. And you've seen all that recently with, yesterday with, what's his name, with Andrew. That's all everything is about to go. All the fuses are set. But I believe, like I said, there will be an event, a dramatic event, a theatrical event, a dramatic event that's going to take place that will trigger all of this. And that's what we're waiting for. And that's what we've been working towards, the lead up. 229 in the chat is a skyrocket downwards. I wonder if something kind of interstellarish will happen. I mean, they put on, about aliens today in Close Encounters of the Third Kind. So whatever's coming, 2:30, we've got 2:30 in the chat. 2:30 is the length of the Tenet film, 2 hours, 30 minutes. So whatever's coming will catch and garner the world's attention. And like I say, it will be a ricochet, it will be a chain reaction for all these other events. So these are the things that I believe will come out of this Black Swan event. They could all do it simultaneously, or it could be just literally almost simultaneously, but like one after another, like dominoes. So at some point the dumbs have to be revealed. They've already started that slowly with different sinkholes being shown around the world. People in the chat have been telling me the different locations, but there will be loads. I think they'll be everywhere. That's dark to light. So 125 dark to light, 125 October 19th. Time travel 125 dark to light. For some reason I got the code on the sinkhole, so I put the tweet out and I said this will make more sense very soon. 10 days later, a sinkhole appeared in Thailand. Thailand is 69, which is checkmate, which is wealth, which is people, financial. Enjoy the show. I mean, that was a big dramatic thing there, but at different levels we know this is a show, but it has to also go and it has to be impactful enough to unite the world. And some of it will be, I believe, quite stark and on hey Sophia, thanks for your dollars on the chat. Thank you. Also, as well, it's tying different timelines together, and it's also working at different levels in the dimensions, in the etheric level or levels. So everything is being tied together and united, and then the dross that needs to be burned away will go. Evil will be bound, so you can't have that existing anymore. Ladyhawk. I always think it's Ladybird when you say Ladyhawk. There you go. Is that Darla? Darla, good evening to you too. I believe there will be time elements in this, such as reversals. Red team, blue team is 145. Numerology is 145. Wonder Woman is 145. Sonny Hayes is 145. Joseph Cooper in Interstellar is 145. Interstellar is 153. A Black Swan event. green light. There you go, 105. That's Charlie Kirk. And then Snake Eyes, that film that he was predicting. So, okay, put it this way. The White Hat pre-programming, the red pilling that they're doing with that. So when the Snake Eyes movie got discovered in reference to Charlie Kirk, that was so bang on. The things I'm telling you over the last, well, years, months, weeks, and days, once this hits, you'll see it was layered in so many different ways, and it will be pinpoint. You'll be able to see it. So I'm giving you as much as I can, but the point, when the event takes place, then you'll see it, and it will make sense in terms of the things I've been saying. And it will be as obvious as that Snake Eyes movie. More so, actually. It'll be more so because it's in a number of massive major films. And then when it happens, it will connect. It will connect all those Easter eggs that they put in the movies, in the films. I don't even necessarily believe that it's necessarily going to hurt people. There might be some casualties or visual casualties with it. There might be. It'll probably be reported that way, but I believe that a lot of this will be optical, and so I believe that White Hats will be fully in control of it, but it might look really dramatic. And remember, they're trying to preserve life everywhere, and they have been. So even if it looks super major, just remember central casting AI are bigger. And I'm not even saying AI, they could actually pull it off. They could pull it off, but in a safe way, but it's dramatic enough for it to happen. I mean, when sinkholes start appearing everywhere, I have a feeling that a lot of teams will be there governing and protecting it. So there may be some casualties, but I think that'll be a minimum. And it might even be the optics of casualties. So, we'll have to see what comes of that. 278, oh, that's a very important number. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome, DJ. But yeah, in implosions of dams, of tunnels, sinkholes, it's in the films. It's in those films. They've told us, and that's how they do these things. But the White Hats are doing this to wake up the world. They've done all the heavy lifting, and then there was a time set, and it could have been a time that maybe the other side used, but when the White Hats got in control, they used all the things on them. So Corona would have been a lot worse, but they let that narrative run along because they were able to do the heavy lifting, getting people out of the way, and also help them wake up if they chose to, take a break for 3, 6, 8, 10, 9 months a year. President Trump said it earlier in Corona. He said, we can do multiple things, all at once. And that's what's been happening all along. And to rectify the world from where it was is a big job, It could have been done in an instant like that, in a blink of an eye. And a blink of an eye still might happen. I think it will happen at some point, and that might be tomorrow. It might be. We might be in a different timeline. And maybe we will notice it, maybe we won't, or it might be another subtle, in terms of the reality. So when you get these big events, but with COVID, that was massive. But then I got the numbers coming to me, which I didn't have like that before. Others of you watching would have got other things that happened from the COVID point on. So you get a big dramatic thing, and then you get these accompanying blessings and upgrades in our DNA as we move forward. So, but it's interesting that they said on the football tonight that a blink of an eye, 2 different commentators commentating on 2 different games said it. So, and then the host of the show, Gabby Logan, said basically along the lines of something like, well, I wonder, anything could happen in the next 24 hours. So let's see what comes. Let's see what comes, folks. But everything is lined up. Everything is lined up. And yeah, we're go time. We're ready to go. So, all right, folks. You have a wonderful evening. I'm going to go to bed now. And I will check in with you probably earlier tomorrow, because I'd like to get in a show with you before the things take place. So tune in tomorrow. Hit the hype button as well, if you would. And thank you to those that have been. And hit the subscribe button as well. So, and check out my Telegram as well. Telegram, not Telegram. Yeah, Telegram. TikTok. Get my T's muddled up. TikTok. So, Steppenwolf. Hey, good to see you, man. All right, folks. Much love. Good night. Good night. Good night. It's been a long day. All right, I'll see you tomorrow. Much love. Take care. Bye.